Amazing audience, we are live with Mickey Addison. Mickey, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well. It's
You're
great to see you in person.
Great to see you as well.
I drove past, I didn't get a chance to take a picture, but I drove past, it's actually Angel Road because of the German immigrants that founded my part of the country, but it's spelled the same. So
That's
I almost,
fun.
Angel Road, you have to, I-35, you'll have to take a picture.
And do you pass by on the Jones Road as well? That's Jones dash something.
Jones Malzberger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I passed that on the way here, yeah.
You're all connected.
All connected. You were meant to be a Texan.
Yeah. It's a great pleasure to connect with you. The first conversation we had was pretty interesting. I couldn't keep you to 12 minutes, right? It was like 16 minutes and something overall. But what you're doing is amazing. I love it. You seem to live the life, from what I've seen. The 5 Bs, is something you've created. Tell us more. What's the update?
Oh, well, so this is by far my most popular talk. I have several prepared talks. This one gets requested more than any other talk. And so if maybe the viewers haven't heard of it before, it's to be proud of who you are, be authentically free, to be virtuous, be balanced, and be courageous, the 5 Bs. And I originally wrote that talk on a little yellow sticky that I used to give to the young 19-year-olds, but audiences of all ages like it. And I think in this age of so much technology and so much busyness, people respond to a message about being authentic, being your real self.
Yeah, it feels so important. Segue. Love that. Now, you spoke, where's the best place for me to find out more about this?
So the best place to go is over to my website, MickeyAddison.com, MickeyAddison.com.
So how's life now? Now that you've done this, you've finally gotten this out of the way. One of the other things you spoke about as well was something and I just have to keep you accountable to it,
Right.
Which is your mother's work that you wanted to put out, the poems,
Right.
How's that going?
Slowly. So we are in the middle of, again, another move from our temporary home here in New Braunfels up to our permanent home, and so we still have a lot of things in boxes. When I first started consolidating Mom's writing, I thought there would be a lot more of it, and there's little scraps of paper here and there. So I think that's going to be a 10-year project to gather those together. Yeah, I wish it was going to go faster, honestly, but when I started compiling it, there's just not enough there yet for a book. There will be. I have her journals. And so I'm going to go through her journals and pull things out of that.
So next 10 years, we're looking forward to seeing that?
Yeah, I hope so. It's going to be a lengthy project to pull this together because I'm now going to have to go bug all my aunts and uncles for scraps of paper.
Pieces. Yeah. No, that's unfortunate. I think that speaks to the concept of to be, so you've had one side where your mother, as much as she is a wonderful person, I would guess, taking you guys up to Colorado, right? On the hills, but it's important to be, isn't it?
Yeah, and we were just talking before the video started about, being the same person on Monday morning that you were on Sunday morning, right? And so some people, whether it's church or whether it's their social group, they put on one face for one group of people, and then they go live their life a different way. And you see that in public figures who get caught up in most of the people I've ever seen that have lost their way in a professional or personal their lives have lost it because they were living a double life. They were living their life one way with their family and one way with their boss and maybe another third way or something. And those things always come out. And so being authentically free and being the same person all the time. I talk about in my book, Leading Leaders, I talk about integrity. It comes from the Latin word, the English word comes from the Latin word ingratitatem, which means to be of one, be unified, to be one person and not be duplicitous. So I think that's really important.
Something else you spoke about, which connects to that, is the Hawaiian word for family.
Oh yeah, ohana.
Yeah,
I love Hawaii. So I'm a native Texan. It was really hard for us to leave Hawaii. We lived there 8 years altogether. So I miss the island life that you get to live. But but one of the wonderful things about Hawaiian culture is the language, and it's very contextual. But so the word ohana, if anybody's seen Lilo and Stitch,
of course,
right? Everybody knows ohana means family. But it really means more than that. It means a sense of community and belonging. And so, you you can have an ohana, of course, that's your blood family, but everybody, especially what we call kama'aina, or people that are from Hawaii, and native Hawaiians as well, ethnic Hawaiians, will speak to their friends and everyone's cousin or uncle or auntie. And so it's it's just a sense of connection and belonging that I really appreciate.
One of the segments we cover is your own unique real shoes.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
All right, I love it.
Yeah.
Right? No,
So I
love your shoes, man.
Thank you. They're Rockports. They're my favorite shoes. I wear them every day.
Yeah, beautiful. So what types of shoes were you wearing between the ages of 1 to 12 years old?
Oh, gosh. Sandals.
Right.
Right.
And this is where?
So this is in Fort Worth. I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
And so we had sandals. I had tennis shoes a lot. So I played a lot of youth, and cleats. So I played a lot of youth sports.
Yeah.
And then I was in the water all the time. So flippers. Sometimes.
Swimming.
Yeah, swimming flippers. Yeah.
What about 12 to 24?
12 to 24, a lot of cleats as well.
Yeah.
And then once I joined the Air Force, a lot of combat boots.
Oh, steel toe.
Steel toe, that's right.
All right. After 24.
More combat boots, because by the time the kind of work that I did, I was in the field a lot.
Sure.
But sometimes what we call low quarters or dress shoes, and then tennis shoes. I've been an athlete my whole life, and I still am. So.
Yeah. What were you playing after 24? Like what sport?
Softball,
right.
Track, and then racquetball was popular in the 90s, and then around 2001, I started up with cross training, which became CrossFit later. And so weightlifting.
Are you serious?
Yeah, surfing. So sometimes no shoes, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a surfer and a paddleboarder and a kayaker and swimmer. So sometimes no shoes at all.
When you look back from then to now, do you have any regrets?
Oh, sure. Everybody wishes they'd go back, and I think, well, maybe not everybody. I do. I can look back at times where I've injured people, wish I chose different words. Maybe chose not to say anything at all. And I think it's funny that you should say that, because when I look back now at some of the senior leaders who mentored me, and I think about times that I should have gotten a really stern dressing down from somebody, and instead they just didn't say anything and let me stew and let me learn the lesson by figuring it out for myself, or ask me questions. What a powerful lesson that was, and it's a much better lesson than somebody getting in my face. Yeah. Although I probably deserved it. I think sometimes some of the things that I said or did, I deserved a swift kick in the behind. Verbally, if not physically. And but good people, good coaches, good leaders, good
that's
mentors.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I had a dream this morning or sometime last night, and I was with my son. It's like I was going into the toilet, and he was there, and there were clothes in the toilet, right? So I was like, "What are clothes doing in the toilet?" And he said, "I don't know, Daddy." Right? So I said, "You don't know? So okay, here's what. I'm going to close this door, and then you decide what you think is best." And then I went and I came back in the dream, right? And I opened the door, and all the clothes were out, and it feels like that, yeah? Instead of like blowing up, he learned, and now he has that to go forward.
Right.
That's good. You pulled out my dream, man.
Oh yeah, see? Well, I owed you one right after you analyzed mine. That's right.
When you heard, or before we even do when you heard, what are you most excited about right now?
Oh gosh. There's a lot of things. Probably the thing I'm the most excited about is we bought a house, and it's the first house we've owned in nearly 30 years. So we owned, in 30 years in the military, I owned exactly one house. And I lived in either military quarters or rented houses that whole time. And we lived in some great places, and we lived in some great houses, but they were never ours. Yeah. And so we finally, after a year of searching in a little town north of here in New Braunfels, we finally found a house, and we're doing some work to the house to make it ours. Yeah. And that's really exciting too. And we're living in the barn's got a little one-room apartment attached to the back. It's just, when I say barn, people think it's a farm. No, it's a little half acre. But so I get to see the construction going on every single day. We're living, right there.
Wow.
And so it's to see to think of the walkthrough last May when we thought, this will work, and here's the things we want to do, through the design process, getting a contractor on board, talking through it with him, and now working with the work crew, that's very exciting to watch that happen. And so I think personally, and then honestly, as a dad, I'm also very excited. My daughter started her senior year this year at Texas A&M, and so that's pretty fun too.
That's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
When you heard that this guy from the Caribbean was coming to meet you, what did you think initially?
I was very excited. So I've done, I'm a frequent podcast guest, so I get on podcasts quite often, but I almost never get to meet the hosts in person.
Yeah.
It's always, there's a couple of people who I've known, but most times I don't. Most times it's a faceless voice and a still photo, and that's just, and maybe we'll exchange emails a couple of times, and that's about it. And so when I heard you were coming not only to the States but to San Antonio, I thought, hey, that's so cool. I get to meet you in person.
Yeah, it's been fun. Like the pre-conversation, it's been fun. Yeah, I think it's fascinating to see how you can have a segment of an individual's life through a conversation and how much it can line up with who they are, how they can definitely represent 5Bs. Yeah. So well done. Before we leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Oh well, first of all, I just want to really, what I want to share is just what a cool thing you and Amanda are doing, traveling and meeting people in person. I think that really reinforces the idea of a personal connection. So, and if I could ever be of service to you or to your audience as a speaker, then I hope they'll reach out to me.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Mickey Addison, folks, the real deal. Mickey, this has been a great pleasure. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
All right. Thanks,
Did you have fun?
I had a great time.
High five me.
All right. That's
Boom.
awesome. Thank you.